There's this really cool TV show called New Amsterdam. It was on like ABC or one of the major TV stations, and it actually got taken off the air a couple years ago. Like a lot of the shows that I like seem to get taken off, but that's another story. And anyway, the main character was Max, and he was the CEO or lead administrator of this hospital. And he was very hands-on. He'd go around the hospital and interact with everybody. And his phrase is he'd say to his employees, he'd say, "How can I help?" So he'd go up to like one of the cleaning staff, and he'd say, "How can I help?" And of course, the implication was like, how can I help you do your job? How can what do you need from me? How can I empower you so you could do your job better? And then, of course, these people would tell them how there was a block in their supply chain and da-da-da-da-da. And then he would fix that, and then the hospital would function better. So when I saw this, it first came out like 3 years earlier, so about maybe 5 years ago. I just thought it was this brilliant management style of like, wow, if you give people what they need, they're going to do a better job, and so, of course, maybe the hospital I was working with wasn't necessarily doing that. Maybe that's why I thought it was so cool. But nonetheless, I thought, wow, what a brilliant, it's kind of like, very positive aspect of humanity. It's like if you give them what they need and empower them, they will do a really good job for you. So then I took it a step further and I said, well, maybe what if I use that in the way I relate to myself? Like, what if I ask myself, like Max, like, how can I help? And it opened up a whole other level. It's kind of like a self-compassion thing. Like, what can I give you so you can function better in life, so you could enjoy life more? And this came up a couple weeks ago. I was kind of having a relatively rough time. I wasn't enjoying work at all. And I won't get into the details, but I was kind of down on myself because, I wasn't, doing as well as I would like at work. And I kind of got down on myself. It's like, well, maybe I'm trying to do too much. I have this tendency to try to do too many things and to push the edge, and then I get tired and things don't go as well. And I was like, kind of getting down on myself and beating myself up. And so what I thought of is like, what if I was more like Max? And what if it's like, rather than telling myself, you suck because you're not doing it right, what if I said, like, how can I help? Or like, what do you need? Like, what can I provide for you, for myself? What can I provide for myself that work goes better for me? And I just thought, wow, that's really cool. But what if I was more supportive with myself, like I wanted, like Max was with his staff, And this really works in all aspects of life. When work wasn't going well, what can I give myself, so that it goes better? It's like, so relationships are the same way. If I'm not happy in a relationship, whether that be romantic or friendship or family, rather than, that's where in this case, we can get down on ourselves, but we can also project that onto the other person, right? I'm sure none of you have ever done that. And it's like, so my relationship, it's just not going well. Rather, what if I said, what can I provide myself so this relationship goes better? Like, how can I help? Or how could I even help the other person so the relationship goes better? But it's really helpful too for things like codependency, where we have this tendency when we're in especially a romantic relationship, that this other person's going to meet our needs. And some of those needs are good to be met by another person. Perhaps other of those needs would be better if I met them for myself. Okay, so then if I say, what can I give if I'm not happy in relationship, I can say, okay, what can I give myself? What can I provide myself so that I enjoy that more? So I start providing a little bit like I talked about last week. I can start providing some of the acceptance and validation and some of those needs that I need for myself so that I'm not trying to get them from the other person. So now that I'm providing that, I'm taking pressure off the relationship, off her, off me, so I can enjoy the relationship more. The same can be true about community, about family, about any relationship. If we're having a difficult time, and I notice, and if you notice yourself either getting down on yourself or getting down on your significant other or your boss or your kid or your parent or your friend, chances are there's this part of you that you're not taking care of. This is my thesis or my point that I'm making here. If I'm not happy with something outside of me, someone outside of me, or some situation outside of me, chances are I'm not providing something for myself that I need. So I can be like Max and say, how can I help? Like, what can I provide for myself that I'm more whole and that I'm more supported so I can enjoy life more. I can enjoy my job more. I can enjoy my business more. I can enjoy my marriage more, my friendships more, and my family more. And it all starts by like, how can I help? Or what can I provide myself? So now I'm getting in this habit. Whenever I'm not happy with someone or something, the job, such an easy one to pick on. My job sucks. Whenever I'm not happy with someone or something, the first thing I do is like, what can I give myself so that I enjoy my job more? What can I provide myself so I can enjoy my relationship more? And it's such a good place to start. And of course, now, if I provide things to myself, everything I can, and my job still sucks, it may be time to get a new job, of course. If I provide everything I can to myself and my relationship is still unfulfilling, it might be time. Maybe there's some issues in my relationship that are, but it's such a good place to start. So now whenever I'm unhappy or with something, I always start with, like Max, how can I help? What can I provide myself? And that's such a good place to start. And I'm finding 9 times out of 10, it seems to resolve the situation. So anyway, that is my video for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome week. And as you go through your week, just be like Max and ask yourself, how can I help? Ask yourself, what do I need so I can enjoy life more as I go through the trials and tribulations of life? And I will see you in a week.